Welcome back, comic fans. We now return to Comic.Church, leaving you right where we left off before the break. And now, here's your host, Pastor Drew the Fairy Godbrother, the Monsignor of Marvel, Sean Ray, and the Reverend Sith Lord himself, Jesse Stay.
Welcome back to Comic.Church.
Heyo.
Welcome. So, before we went to break, we were talking James Gunn. And then I teased something about a universe.
The gun.
I jumped the gun, and I teased the universe far, far away. Should we talk about that?
I
Galaxy far, far away.
You've got a...
Did you ever notice that that's in every one of the movies?
Every single one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
or a derivative of it.
Every single one. Yeah.
One of them is, I've got a good feeling about this, but
I know. So some Star Wars news. They just finished filming for the new movie.
Yeah.
We still don't have a title, but
and they've kept it pretty secret.
That is not a reason to freak out, because there are people like already dogging on this movie because we do not have a title yet. Who cares? That's not going to be the
I think
difference whether this is going to be a successful movie or not.
I think we've realized people are going to dog just for the sake of dogging, and you pay attention or you don't. I'm more lines of that's just white noise.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same people that, make racial trolling of the previous Star Wars, or,
I'm thinking they have a name. It's just all in the plans, because they have to. This year is critical for them with the Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland and such launching. That things are launched at just the right time.
And why can't people just be surprised? We before social media, before 2008. We used to just be surprised. You'd go to the movies and all you would know is what you saw on that little minute 30 trailer in the theater, or on YouTube.
I remember growing up where you didn't see trailers except for in theaters.
Yeah. And so you got to go to the movie with no expectations other than you're going to you're going to be entertained. But now everyone's like, well, that didn't do it how I wanted, and they didn't do it this way, and their costume this way, and the person they casted. It's like no one can just be happy and enjoy it.
Enjoy the movie.
It's a movie.
Yeah,
it's entertainment.
That blows me away.
A couple thousand people got together, put together a script, decided to create a narrative, and spend millions of dollars to entertain you. So sit down and enjoy what they made for you. And
it's spiritual, not religious. Get rid of the religion.
If you have a problem with it, don't go watch it. Don't say anything. I mean, you don't have to. Just ignore it.
Yeah. I
mean, that's the thing is, like, if a kid's bugging me or someone's annoying.
But that's what social media brought us. Everyone, they only view reality through criticism, through judgment.
Yeah.
And, you don't even get a chance to enjoy it because it's already been judged to death before the movie even opens up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised. Well, I guess with Captain Marvel, they had to change the Rotten Tomatoes, how the rating is. I was going to say there's probably already a rating from, public rating for Rotten Tomatoes of the new Star Wars. And it's not even out. Yeah. I mean, like Jesse said, they have tried to keep this so under wraps, so secretive that...
With threat of death if you reveal
we don't know anything about it. I mean... Who knows? Daisy Ridley and them, they're probably like on an island, having to be kept away so that nobody bugs them or questions them. I mean, that's what I would probably do, because it would be hard to keep a secret that big for, so many months.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd just go to an island and sit there for several months until the movie came out.
Well, there's probably a lot that they don't even know yet either.
Because it's so compartmentalized.
They actually see it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they only see the scenes that they're in, and it's usually filmed out of order and out of context.
Yeah.
And
Like Luke and Leia didn't even like Mark Hamill and
they didn't know.
They didn't even know until later on.
Same thing with the whole entire cast, with Darth Vader being Luke's father. Nobody knew. I mean, even Mark Hamill didn't know until they shot that scene.
Yeah,
I mean, George Lucas gave him a false script.
Yeah,
and then even the cameraman, everybody, only those actors on that set at that time knew.
Yep.
And they had to keep it a secret. So like, they have they even have like reactions of Carrie Fisher, and then those guys win. It was shown on big screen that Luke, I am your father, and like, so I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of those,
and they have to
like
be
that.
really careful. I mean, Disney's getting better and better at this. Well, now Disney's over it. It's even stronger, and they've mastered this already. But I mean, whether the actors or those involved want to or not, they make mistakes.
Disney's lawyers have gotten really good.
well, they've gotten really good at it, but they've gotten good at the strategy behind it, and that's
the penalty. Like honestly,
well, it's
actors
not just
are
penalty though, because it's strategy, because the actors make mistakes, so they have to implement things like false scripts and stuff like that.
But like there's major penalties though for some of these actors if they release something that they're not authorized to release accidentally, like in their contracts. Like we're talking 6-figure penalties.
Because I was thinking that same thing, because like Daisy Ridley, supposedly this is the last Skywalker saga film. I mean, this is their last. I mean, unless there's like a total prequel or something that goes back,
you'll have individual films of the characters.
Yeah, but if it's not in their contract or anything like that, if Daisy Ridley came out and said, "Hey everybody, Kylo Ren's really my twin brother," or something like that, I was thinking, what would her repercussions be? Hey, you can't be in the next movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
no, there's going to be a lot more. There, I mean, she could get sued. I mean, there's a lot.
Sued, and I wouldn't put it past them to kill her off.
I still think
you
literally
died. Well, maybe they own a third of the world, but no, like they have killed off characters that are just not.
But there's no Star Wars movies planned going forward.
Yeah.
Besides. There's other ones that are completely don't involve the Skywalkers. I mean, there's a Mandalorian TV show coming out, but this is supposedly Kylo Ren's last movie. Their last movie, unless there's a
there'll be
prequel
solos and other things. And I still think that they're going to bring back Han Solo and others into this. I mean, if this is the very last one, it'll be a big reunion. They're going to bring all of the different characters in some way.
Skywalker is going to be a force. He's going to be forced.
They have to culminate it.
Really curious to see how they do with Carrie Fisher, with Princess Leia.
Well, they're getting really good at the 3D animation now.
and making them younger and everything like that. I mean, so with as secretive and everything that they've done, supposedly there was a mock-up of a poster that was released of a couple, several characters. I mean, and they've even had like character bio scripts that have been released and stuff like that. Like
fake outs.
There could be. I mean, but this poster
I would
that
love.
came out would
like
be
seriously, can you imagine
cool.
how fun of a job that would be if like Disney hired me for like, okay, your job for the next 2 months is to be the fake out for Endgame, and so like I'll have the actual script and stuff like that, but then like I'll just create like imaginary fictional things and like get that leaked out this way and let's leak out a fake out that way. And your entire job is to just fake people out online. Like,
oh yeah,
like release a
Disney. I will do that job. Hire me. I'll move back to California. And that will be my job.
It's kind of like
I'll be your deep fake guy.
It's kind of like there's a story I saw yesterday of someone posted a poster of new temple to be erected in Layton, I think.
Yes.
and it had the logo of the church on it and stuff. It was
just a reminder for everyone tomorrow. Double check things. Tomorrow is a day where you'll get faked out. But April Fools.
Yes,
but yeah, there was an early April Fools up in Layton.
We've got to come up with our April Fools
wouldn't
joke
that be
here.
an amazing job if like it was your job
man.
just to keep the social medias on edge and misdirect them and kind of like what the military and the government does with UFOs. You have your misdirection department. I want to be Hollywood's misdirection department. Like that would be so fun. Just like randomly create story plots like
I used to do that with my own products, and I used to have so much fun with it.
Like they kind of did with the Hulk in Infinity War. They showed him in the movie, and then we really only saw like a minute of the Hulk.
Yeah,
at the first 5 minutes of the movie. Yeah. And they showed him at the end battle, and so the rest of the time, like at Infinity War, I was like, all right, here's where he's gonna break out. Where the heck was the Hulk?
He's having performance issues.
But I mean, yeah, they did that. But so some of the information that has been leaked supposedly is Lando is going to be in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Hamill is in the movie. I mean, even though he's died, he's still on the cast list and everything like that. And
did he die or did he just ascend?
Yeah, I think
they're going to make their greatest effort to bring everyone back they can. To me, to culminate it all, they've got to have a big Return of the Jedi, at least a Return of the Jedi, all the different Jedis in a row type moment. But I think they've got to bring Han Solo. I don't know. I think it would be really interesting.
Obi-Wan?
Yeah. I mean, it would. I think
525,600 Jedis.
It could be interesting. I mean, maybe it's just a scene of masses of Jedis that you see the people either in CGI or real all together.
Cool.
They need to have a musical number for that.
Oh man, that would be really cool though.
Like Jar Jar Sith, not Jedi, but.
So, do we have any news on the new land at Disneyland?
Nothing new that I've heard. I mean, a lot of things are under construction at Disneyland right now.
But it's opening up soon, isn't it?
It's in May.
Yeah.
And
just one of the rides will be open. They're still holding off on the Force. Something of the Force jet ride. It's going to be Smuggler's Run, which is the Han Solo Millennium Falcon ride that is going to be opened up.
You can take your whole family on it.
Are they keeping Star Tours over in Tomorrowland? Or are they going to move? Okay.
No, I think it's going to stay there. Supposedly, for right now, though, you need to have reservations.
That's
so
dumb.
if you plan on going to Disneyland and if you plan on going to Star Wars, you need a reservation. You need to go in there, confirm, get a time slot, a reservation to go into it, which I think is kind of nice. I mean, hopefully it limits the crowd. I mean, there's only so much that you can do right now in there.
It sounds very similar to Universal's Harry Potter Land in California right now, where there are only a couple rides open, but it's more of an experience. You go in, you can get...
I'm down for the experience.
You can get assigned your
wand,
your wand and everything.
I
think the Galaxy's Edge is going to be a similar type. It's going to be an experience.
You could build a lightsaber.
Yeah.
This isn't the plastic lightsabers that you can build currently in the Star Wars right now. It's a lot better quality of a lightsaber, everything like that, that you can build. They're opening the cantina, and it was a big, huge thing that they are going to serve alcohol. And this is a huge thing. Walt Disney did not want alcohol there.
Oh, in the Walt Disney park, in the Disneyland park. Because California Adventure, you can.
But in Disneyland,
that is nice.
In the Magic Kingdom, there has not been alcohol that has been served except for like Club 33 or something. So
they did just ban smoking.
Cantina, it will.
What about vaping?
I'm guessing not.
Because I love taking vapes off my because it's legal in California. My cannabis pen, sitting there at the winery overlooking the lake and the thing. That's my happy place.
Just don't get caught.
my little sister is in Disneyland right now, and she's going to send me some information. She's kind of...
But are they going to have the whole park open? Because that's one thing I hate. It's like, I call it the Evermore syndrome. It's where you open up a park, but it's like only a quarter of the way complete, and you see the buildings half constructed and stuff like that. Because people are doing that now, and... Knowing Walt Disney would have never tolerated the park opening up while it's still half built.
My understanding, it is pretty much built. It's constructed. It's just the ride.
Okay.
Yeah. The external parts it's gonna look complete.
Okay.
I mean, they're just gonna be rides that aren't open.
You're gonna have a one-on-one scale Millennium Falcon. Supposedly you can't touch it. I'll see about that. Or no, you didn't hear me say that.
You can touch everything at Disneyland. You can even eat
and again, that was one of Walt's things. I want everything touchable, playable, interactive,
you can
immersive.
Eat the plants. You can. Yeah, it's.
I mean, not all the plants, but some.
So supposedly you go through a tunnel or something, and then you come out the other side, and you are in a different galaxy. You can't see the rest of the rides in Disneyland. You can't. I mean, hear the freeway supposedly and everything. So you are completely immersed in a different galaxy.
That's cool.
In a different planet. And just that type of experience, I think, is going to be really cool alone. It's all going to be full scale. You're gonna have actual size AT-ATs, actual size TIE fighters. I mean,
characters roaming all over the place.
Going to be there. The characters. This would be a really cool job. I've heard that the characters, the actors, they get to create their own character, own backstory, their own.
At Disneyland, they call them cast members.
In the cast members,
yeah.
And so they get to create their own backstory, their own look to a character, and that's going to roam around on that part.
And I know the Star Wars experience they did a couple years ago. I went, I think, twice to that, and it was a really, it was a very immersive experience in and of itself, and they're probably going to migrate that type of experience into an extreme, which is going to be really neat. I mean, when I went there were parts of the park where you could go. I could have name badges made for me in my mind just went blank on the Star Wars language.
Wookiee,
kicking myself. No, there's
so
name
many
for the Star Wars.
names.
The main glyphs of Star Wars that you see most places. There's an actual written language for that, and you could have your name made on a name badge. I was really involved in Scouts at the time, and I made my Scout name badge in the Star Wars characters. It was really cool. But
Nice.
it's I'm guessing there'll be all sorts of stuff like that and more to an extreme.
When we do, start ordaining people in Comic.Church as if they choose a Jedi ordination, we should have their ordination cards and certificates printed in that language, so it's full legit.
They can either do that. They can have
Totally
a Klingon.
possible. I did that on my kids' Christmas stockings, in fact.
Yeah, we could give them 3 different choices: a Star Wars, a Klingon, or Kree.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
We'll be talking about that a little bit more when we get back from commercial break on Comic.Church. We'll be right back.